2005 Audi S4 Avant. As you can see, finished in a nice gloss black. This car for me I think is really nice because it has the clear glass. It's not been messed with, it's not been lowered, hasn't got weird aftermarket wheels on it. It's not covered in strange badges and stickers. It's got your standard exhausts on it. It is just a nice, tidy, honest performance estate. Real good sleeper as well. You'd give somebody a shock in this thing. Big V8. So we'll start by having a look at the bodywork. And if we start at the front, but what we'll do first is we'll just point out, so if you read the description, we'll put the details in there, but this car was subject to an insurance write-off. I did see this car before it was repaired. He brought it along just to show me. I've got a couple of pictures, so if anyone wants to see them, I'll happily forward them on. Just let me know. But basically, this rear driver's quarter here, it had hit something here, and it had sort of dented the door in and made a bit of a mess of this corner here, and took a bit of paint off here, and it sort of scraped up the arch, but it was barely anything, to be fair. It's just due to the age and value of the car. It's much easier for insurance companies to write them off, but it was basically in this area. You can see now it's all repaired and nice and straight, but we'll work our way down to that side. If we start on this front driver's quarter, see the bumper and everything sits nice and straight. The arch is all lovely and tidy. It's got a good wheel, no sign of any curbing or lacquer peel or anything on that one. It's got a nice Firestone tyre on it. Obviously a good premium brand, so not got cheap tyres on it. There is a little bit of, so you can see, sort of not fading. It's almost like it's overspray. I'm guessing from while it's been in the paint shop. We will run a polisher over that because I think that'll probably go. In fact, I'm almost sure it will, but we'll point it out for now just in case we don't manage to get to it. Obviously got correct V8 badges and everything under the indicator. Sill and everything on this side. It's all nice and tidy. It's not been rammed up any curbs or anything like that. And the S4 get this lower half painted, but quite often these get opened onto curbs and stuff, but actually this one is all nice and straight all the way along. Driver's door, it does have a little scratch just here, and another little tiny scratch, in fact that's just dust, and a little one just there, just a little stone chip. Obviously the S4s have the aluminium wing mirror covers, so these are still intact. They are correct. Quite often these get replaced with plastic ones, but they're definitely still aluminium, so that's nice because they're quite expensive to replace. The trim line could do with a good polish as well. It's a little bit milky, as you can see. This A-pillar, it's all nice and tidy all the way along, going out the roof. Sunroof car as well. It's not very often I've seen them with a sunroof, which is always good, especially this time of year. And then you've got a couple of little marks from bird poo. Again, someone just spending a good afternoon with a machine polisher would make a huge difference. This car, it's like I said, it's a 2005 estate car in black. It's going to show the odd scratch and stuff, but most of them will come out with an absolute treat. You've got a very, very tiny stone chip there, but I mean really picky there. This rear door, all nice and clean all the way along. And like I say, the repair was done down here. The paintwork's good. You can't really tell where it starts or where it ends. It's all nice and shiny. You can see more of me than the car, so I apologise for that. And again, the arch is all lovely and clean all the way along. Quite often these wheels suffer from a bit of rust at the back, but there's no sign of any of that there. And then you've got another good wheel, another good Firestone tyre. I think they're matching all the way around, but we'll check. So both match on this side. This pillar, all nice and tidy along there. Around the fuel filler caps, all good. Onto the rear, the tail light on the driver's side is all nice and bright. No cracks or any damage to it or anything like that. The bumper corners are good. You've got parking sensors on the rear. The exhausts sit nice and straight and they're not caked in dirt, which is always a good sign. And quite often you want to watch for oil coming out of these due to timing chain issues, but we'll start it up. It has not a slight hint of any timing chain noise on this one, which is really good to see. This tailgate, all nice and clean all the way along. Still got the original dealer plate on it. This is quite faded on the bottom, the plastic trim. If it was me, I would just take that off. And we've got a tiny little mark in the bumper just here. You can just see in the right angle on the rear passenger corner. Coming down the passenger side again, if we look down the side of the car, all nice and straight and tidy. We'll have a look at the roof from this side. It's got the aluminium roof rack, or roof rails as well, which is a nice touch. Got a small scratch just here on the rear quarter. The arch itself is all lovely and tidy. You've got a stone chip here as well. Another good wheel with another good Firestone. And then we've got a small dent just here. You can sort of just see it in the right light just there. Right, looks like the door's been opened on something by the looks of things. Sill going along this side, all nice and tidy. Not been open on any curbs, and again these painted trims for the S4 are all good on this side as well. Again, same thing, so this belt line wants a good polish. Another correct aluminium wing mirror, not the cheap plastic repros. Front arch on this side, again all nice and tidy. Got a couple little stone chips on the bottom there. And another good wheel with, yay, bingo, 4 out of 4 Firestone tyres. And again, you've got a little bit of that fading stuff again. It just wants a really good polish. Paint is dry if you feel it. On the front, headlights could do with a polish at the same time because they are a little bit milky, but it does have the Xeons as well. It's a nice spec, this car. We'll go through it on the inside. It is missing the tail eye cover from this point here. I haven't had a look in the boot or anything. It could be there. We'll double check. And it's had a mark here and a mark here that have been touched in, but they haven't been touched in very well. Have a look at the interior. So it's got the lighter Recaro interior in this one. So like I say, nice spec. It's got the Bose sound upgrade, Recaros, which are heated. It's got the larger screen and everything. And it's got the daytime running light option, so you can turn that off and on this little switch here, which I've not seen that for ages. Interior wise, the driver's seat has a little bit of wear on the bolster there, but it could do with a really good clean and tidy up. Obviously this kind of colour just wants a really good clean. And then like I say, there's a little bit of wear there. Steering wheel is worn really well. It's not sort of gouged or anything like that. Someone's not been driving it with big rings on or anything like that. We'll put the ignition on, have a look at the mileage. So it's got heated seats, it's got heated front and rear screens, we've got dual zone automatic climate control, we've got the foam prep in the armrest, it's got the largest screen with all the extras and things on it there. We've got the steering wheel buttons as well. It's done 125,000 miles, this one. So 125. Like I say, nice spec. You've got the paddle shift to go with the auto box as well. Electric adjusting seats with the air bolsters. And then in the rear, we've got more of that Bose sound system and the Recaro bench in the back, which is all nice and clean. Headlining is lovely. Looks like there's a market there, but it's actually the shadow. If we go back over, you'll see there's nothing there. And obviously you've got the sunroof with the blind, which is really nice. Into the boot. It does have a set of mats, they're just in there from where we've hoovered it. And then again in here, you've got your Bose amplifier and everything in there. And then you've got your spare wheel. Well, now the spare wheel, I believe, was an option on this model. Or it's missing one of the two. And then in here, we've got that extra storage. We've got the load cover there. And we've also got the cargo cover as well, should you need it. See, nice and practical being the estate car over the saloon. Would be my choice. I definitely think of something cool about a fast estate. Again, in the rear on this side, all nice and clean, nice and tidy. Got a little bit of dirt there that could do with being cleaned off. And then at the front on this side, like I say, electric adjusting, air bolsters, all that kind of stuff. Passenger seat's really nice and tidy. No sign of any sort of damage or anything to that. All the dash and everything's good. Now these Audis do suffer from quite a lot of wear on the buttons, around sort of the aircon and the stereo, whereas this one is all nice and clean. The only bit it does have is it's got a little bit of a peel on the lights, which I think everyone I've ever seen has that. We'll have a look at the heart of the whole thing. So 4.2 litre V8. Totally standard, it's not been messed with. The thing you want to watch for on these things is the chains, because it is an engine out job. But it is really apparent. You started from cold like this one is, and you listen for a chain rattle, so we'll start it up. As you can hear, no sign of any chain rattle at all. Lovely and smooth. No sign of any steam or smoke or anything coming out the back. We'll look at the temperature gauge. Completely stone cold, but we will give it a small rev. So being the V8, it does sound fantastic. So there you have it, 2005 Audi S4 Avant. If you've got any questions, please get in touch. If you read the description, we'll list what we've got in the way of service history or anything like that. and we'll put some more details about the insurance. If you want any more pictures, any more videos, please just let us know. Thank you.